After the closing words of Leviticus, where holiness and worship were established, Numbers 1 opens a new chapter in Israel's journey. The redeemed nation is still encamped at the foot of Mount Sinai, 1 year after leaving Egypt, and now the time has come for God to prepare his people to move forward. The Lord spoke to Moses in the tent of meeting, saying, "Take a census of the whole Israelite community by their clans and families, listing every man by name, one by one. You and Aaron are to count those 20 years old or more who are able to serve in the army of Israel." This was not just a count, it was a commissioning. Every name mattered because every person mattered. The census revealed that God's people were not wandering aimlessly. They were being organized, structured, and equipped for their journey and for battle. Each tribe was to be registered under its ancestral banner, with a leader chosen from among them to assist Moses and Aaron. One by one, the names of the tribal leaders are recorded. Heads of families, men of character and strength. From the tribe of Reuben, Elizur son of Shedeur. From Simeon, Shelumiel son of Zurishadai. From Judah, Nahshon son of Amminadab. And so on. 12 leaders in all, one for each tribe of Israel. Each man's name and lineage are carefully written down, a testimony that God knows his people personally and precisely. He doesn't just see a nation, he sees individuals, families, generations. To God, every name carries weight and purpose. The census included all men 20 years and older, those able to go to war. Though Israel had been slaves in Egypt just a short time before, God now called them to stand as an army of the Lord, redeemed, equipped, and ready to move under his command. Tribe by tribe, the numbers are recorded. Reuben, 46,500. Simeon, 59,300. Gad, 45,650. Judah, 74,600. Issachar, 54,400. Zebulun, 57,400. Ephraim, 40,500. Manasseh, 32,200. Benjamin, 35,400. Dan, 62,700. Asher, 41,500. Naphtali, 53,400. Altogether, the total number of fighting men was 603,550. This was a remarkable transformation, from a nation of slaves to a nation of soldiers. They were no longer a crowd escaping Egypt, but an organized people, ready to advance toward the land God promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But one tribe was different. The Levites were not counted among the fighting men. The Lord said to Moses, "You must not count the tribe of Levi or include them in the census of the other Israelites. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of the covenant law." While the other tribes were assigned for battle, the Levites were assigned for service. They were the guardians of the tabernacle, responsible for its care, transport, and protection whenever Israel moved. Their role was not warfare, but worship. They camped around the tabernacle to shield it and the people from irreverence, ensuring that God's holy presence remained at the center of the nation. This arrangement carried deep spiritual meaning. Israel was not to be a people centered on strength or numbers, but on the presence of God. The Lord himself would lead them, the tabernacle surrounded by his people, the cloud of his glory guiding them through the wilderness. Numbers 1 teaches that God's order reveals his purpose. He knows every name, assigns every role, and arranges his people perfectly according to his plan. Some were called to fight, others to serve, but all were called to follow. This first chapter of Numbers reminds us that God's people are not forgotten faces in a crowd. Each person is counted, seen, and chosen for a reason. In Christ the same truth holds. The Lord knows those who are his. 2 Timothy 2:19. We too are part of a greater army, not with weapons of war, but with the armor of faith. God still calls, equips, and numbers his people for his kingdom mission. Every believer has a place, a calling, and a purpose under his command. Leviticus showed how to dwell with God. Numbers now shows how to move with God. The journey is beginning, and every step forward begins with obedience, order, and trust. Next comes Numbers 2, where God arranges the tribes around the tabernacle, revealing that his presence must always remain at the center of his people's lives.